taking and throwing things at me.
I am pregnant. You need to stop. You're out of your no.
You guys aren't doing any better. She's an attorney. You just insulted my father for no reason.
What turns a parking ticket into a federal civil rights case? And at what precise moment does a lawful enforcement action become an unconstitutional use of force? This case offers a rare, documented answer.
I just told you to stop the car. I can take your ticket and throw it
No,
at
I am pregnant. You need to stop. You're out of your no. You're assaulting a citizen. You're assaulting a citizen.
Why are you doing this to me?
You're assaulting a citizen. I'm recording this.
I'm recording. Yell at a pregnant woman?
Yeah, he did.
She's the one that got out of the car.
What?
This man just
you're
hit me.
yelling at us.
When I tell the person to stop their car,
He hurt me.
You hit him? What is your
Yeah, you hit me.
I'm going
back up.
Do not touch him. Stop touching people. Stop touching people.
Don't put
Stop
your hand in
touching
my face
people.
or I'll take you
What?
off the jail.
You hurt me.
Take you to jail?
Back up. You get your license.
Please.
Oh my God.
I'm not giving you anything. I didn't do anything
Stop
wrong.
touching
I didn't do anything
Stop.
wrong.
Stop.
Back up.
Stop.
Leave me alone.
Oh my God.
Calm down, sir. Calm down, sir. Sir, calm down. What's wrong with you?
Step it up.
Please stop.
Get your hands off.
I don't have any hands on you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. My hands are up. I'll shout you. Hey. What did you do?
Back up here, fucking go to jail.
What are you doing to my father?
Back up.
Why are you doing this to my dad?
Back
What's wrong
up.
with you? He's an old man. He's old.
Back up.
What is your...
Back
what
up.
is this? Are you sick?
Back up here,
This
go to
man
jail.
is sick.
He's in jail. He's handcuffs too.
Just assaulted all of us.
Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
No, I am calm.
You're not calm because you're tensed up.
You're just insulting my pregnant wife.
Calm down.
Calm down. Calm down.
You're gonna get thrown. You're gonna cuffs on you.
There's something wrong with him.
This man punched my father in the face.
What is going on? This man
Put your
is
other hand on your back. Put your other hand behind your back.
People are sick.
6 months pregnant.
Relax. Sick. What are you doing?
Stand up. Stand up.
He's bleeding. He literally punched me in the face. You started this.
Hey. Hey.
This man punched my father in the face.
75 rescue.
I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance.
I'm going to fire rescue for Joe Elbow unconscious. Hey.
Responding for someone unconscious, 926.
The more you move, the more he tightens up. Let him loosen it. He's gonna loosen it.
I'm a massage therapist. I need my hand. I need my hand. Oh!
Okay, what is it?
Oh!
Just take it off.
It won't come up.
He literally punched me.
Oh, so you're 15ing her?
No, they are.
Oh, okay.
Hey, mommy, you pregnant?
Yes. I can't believe it. What are you doing?
Go to jail. Go to arrest.
Why?
pregnant.
Why?
Oh, she's pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay.
15, she's pregnant.
What? Why am I getting arrested?
Apparently you gave the cops an issue.
I literally said stop treating him this
That's not
way.
what they're saying. So, it's on camera.
Yes, it is all on camera.
Okay, I wasn't there.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Hold on, let me make sure they don't get tight.
A little,
Do you
hold
need,
on.
you need medical? You need to talk to him?
I don't know what's happening right now.
Let go.
Why did you take my phone?
Let go, because I have to pat you down. Thank you so much.
Listen to me. Do you need that note? Okay, I'll get you now.
Okay, ma'am, be still. Spread your feet, spread your feet, spread your feet, spread your feet.
That man is ill. That man is ill.
Okay, we got an ambulance coming.
No, I don't want an ambulance. Just arrest me.
You too, you're gonna get checked out because you're pregnant. Okay, do you want to sit down? You want to sit down? You don't want to sit down. Okay. You have her? You guys aren't doing anything better. She's an attorney. You just insulted my father for no reason. No reason. None. That man is sick. You have a sick man right there.
Let's go put him in my coffin now. Let's stop yelling. Yeah.
You don't want to make a scene? You just assaulted him. You just assaulted him. What am I doing here? What did I do?
I'm gonna sit you up. You wanna sit up? You wanna sit up?
Who are you? You help me?
I'm gonna help you. You wanna sit up?
I don't know.
You
hurt me bad.
Okay.
I wasn't going to hurt. I was just upset because
You have a sick man right there.
I just came to pick up my children for Thanksgiving. That's it. As they told me that I'm going to faint now.
You wanna lay it? Sit up?
Where's my son?
Have a seat in here, sir. This is going to the top, right?
My freaking hand! Nothing! He did nothing! I came right up there and asked him to stop after you punched my father in the face!
We're trying to
That
figure
man
everything
is
out.
sick.
When we're talking to you,
trying to figure it
we're
out.
talking
What
to
would
you,
you guys- I'm telling
you're going against
Okay,
all the cop.
okay.
We're trying to figure things out, right? Yelling and screaming and going berserk is not helping anybody. We're trying to help
What would
everybody.
you do? What would you do if you just saw your elderly father get punched in the face, his nose is bleeding
Listen,
right
I'll be
now?
upset too. I'm not gonna tell you no, but you got to come from our angle. We have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
You're
well,
lunging towards the other
I went
officer, so
and
we're trying
asked him to stop after assaulting my father, and I
Alright.
had my hands up, no aggression, and he kept going after him. He kept going after him, then he went after me. With my pregnant wife right there. My pregnant wife standing right next to him, he didn't care. There's something wrong with that man. There is something wrong with that man. He is a mental problem. There is something severely wrong with him. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Anything he says, anything that man says is bullshit. He's in big trouble.
Come on, we gotta breathe again. Gotta breathe. I understand, he's all right.
How would you feel? How would you feel? Honestly,
Ma'am, I
tell
don't
me.
even know what happened. To be quite honest.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
We're the
know what
most
happened.
calm people in the world. All because the woman wanted us to move. My
But
husband was coming with
still
the
need you to
luggage.
breathe. I still need you to breathe. I don't need you to pass out, please. There you go.
What are the charges?
Ma'am, I've showed up at the end. I don't even know what's going on.
Can you ask somebody?
Sure.
Thank you.
But I'm going to get you in the back of the rescue with them so they can check you out as well. That's my first concern. Let me do that first, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. God.
Thank you for showing up. I ran from the terminal, okay?
One of these guys.
Ran from the terminal. I ran from the terminal. I did. I swear to God I did. He saw me on the bike. Jokes.
Follow up.
You know what? Shut up.
I didn't hear the car come out.
I heard it.
They said, what's going on? That's when I jumped to the right.
Yeah, they 10-3 the air.
That's what I heard. And I was like,
No, I was outside during traffic at the curb, and I heard the car come out, so I started walking a little closer. Then I heard it, I was like stepping up, I was like, and then I heard you,
that bike was moving at it.
How's my father? Is he okay?
It sounds like
Well,
it.
yeah, we put him, when we got here.
Well, I don't know, I think they just transported him.
Yeah, no, he's, I think,
Yeah, but they told me to cuff her, so I don't have a clue as to what's going on. I don't even know. Hold on. Let me talk to my sergeant, because I'm the only one that's in my terminal. So hold on. Where's the sergeant? But I just saw him.
3 felony arrests. 1 man unconscious on the ground. 1 6-month pregnant woman in handcuffs. All originating from a civil infraction that carries no jail time. The law has exact standards for when this is permissible and when it is not. The analysis requires 4 Florida statutes, 3 Supreme Court decisions, and 1 federal civil rights provision. Each layer builds directly on the one before it. Florida Statute Section 316.1000. 945 prohibits stopping or standing in designated airport curbside zones. Classification: civil traffic infraction, not a criminal offense. It carries a monetary fine. It does not carry independent arrest authority. This statutory classification sets the proportionality ceiling for everything that follows. Florida Statute Section 322. 15 requires a licensed driver to produce their license upon lawful demand of a law enforcement officer. This obligation is clear and statutory. Refusal is a violation, but violation of this statute does not independently authorize physical force as a compulsion mechanism. Florida Statute Section 776.5 authorizes law enforcement officers to use any force necessary to effect a lawful arrest. The operative word is necessary. Necessary is not a blank authorization. It is a legal standard bounded by the Constitution of the United States, and it cannot be read in isolation from federal case law. Florida Statute Section 784. 7(2)b elevates battery to a 3rd-degree felony when committed against a law enforcement officer performing lawful duties. The statute requires proof of intentional physical contact. Intentional is not a presumption. It is an essential element. The prosecution bears the burden of proving it beyond a reasonable doubt. The 4th Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibits unreasonable seizures of persons. Any physical force applied by a government officer against a civilian constitutes a seizure subject to 4th Amendment review. Reasonableness is the constitutional standard, and it is not defined by outcome. It is defined by the information available to the officer at the moment of decision. The Supreme Court in Graham v. Connor 490 U.S. 386, 1989 established the objective reasonableness test for all excessive force claims. Force must be judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer at the scene, not from the perspective of a courtroom with the benefit of hindsight. This is the controlling federal standard. State statutes cannot override it. Graham identifies 3 controlling factors, applied cumulatively. First, the severity of the crime at issue. Second, whether the subject posed an immediate threat to the safety of officers or others. Third, whether the subject was actively resisting arrest or attempting to flee. The weight of all 3 factors together determines the constitutional ceiling for permissible force. Applying Graham to this encounter: severity of crime, civil parking infraction, lowest tier of Florida traffic law, immediate threat. Subject is 73 years old, unarmed, no weapon visible, resistance, refusal to produce identification, and attempt to drive a vehicle away slowly. Cumulative reading of all 3 factors produces a proportionality ceiling that significant physical force is constitutionally difficult to meet. Tennessee v. Garner 471 U.S. 1985 reinforces this. Force creating substantial risk of serious injury requires a significant corresponding threat. Atwater v. City of Lago Vista 532 U.S. 318 2001 confirms that the 4th Amendment permits a full custodial arrest for a minor offense. This resolves the arrest authority question in favor of the officer, but Atwater does not resolve the force question. Arrest authority and force authority are two legally distinct inquiries governed by separate standards. An arrest lawful under Atwater may still generate Section 1983 liability if the force used to effect that arrest fails the Graham test. These are parallel tracks, not the same track. A tactically significant decision preceded the physical confrontation. The officer gripped the door handle of a moving vehicle. Standard law enforcement training explicitly discourages this action. Physical contact with a moving vehicle transfers control from the officer to the vehicle, creates injury risk for both parties, and removes the officer from a position of tactical advantage. Multivitamin, whether this decision was operationally sound, is separate from whether it was constitutionally permissible. The use of Force Review Board must address both dimensions independently. The central factual dispute under Section 784.7 is the intentional element. The arrest report characterizes the grab of the citation as an intentional strike. The body camera footage, as reviewed and reported by multiple credentialed journalists, does not clearly confirm this characterization. Under Florida law, an ambiguous video record does not satisfy the prosecution's burden, where physical contact is equally consistent with an instinctive or reflexive response. The intentional element is legally contested, not legally established. City of Houston v. Hill, 482 U.S. 451, 1987. Establishes that the First Amendment protects verbal criticism and challenge of police conduct, including profanity and confrontational language directed at officers. Verbal protest does not constitute battery. It does not satisfy the intentional physical contact element under Section 784.7. The Supreme Court in Hill held explicitly that the Constitution does not permit arrest based solely on words, however offensive those words may be. The civil rights claim under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983 requires three elements. First, the defendant acted under color of state law. Second, the defendant deprived the plaintiff of a right secured by the Constitution or federal statute. Third, that deprivation was the proximate cause of the plaintiff's damages. Excessive force claim grounded in the Fourth Amendment satisfies all three elements if the Graham analysis favors the plaintiff on the proportionality question. Any such claim will additionally confront qualified immunity, which shields officers unless they violated a clearly established right of which a reasonable officer would have known. Graham has been clearly established since 1989. Lesson 1. The legal authority to arrest does not determine the legality of force. These are separate constitutional inquiries governed by separate precedents. Atwater resolves the arrest question. Graham resolves the force question. Conflating the two is a legal error with potentially significant civil liability consequences. Lesson 2. A state statute authorizing force does not override federal constitutional limits. Florida Section 776.5 authorizes necessary force. The Constitution defines what is necessary. State law cannot expand law enforcement authority beyond Fourth Amendment ceilings. Federal law is supreme. That hierarchy is not optional. Lesson 3. The intentional element in battery on an officer is not a procedural formality. It is a substantive element requiring proof, where the officer's own body camera produces an ambiguous record, where the contact alleged is consistent with a reflexive or defensive response. The charge is legally vulnerable from the moment of filing. Prosecutorial discretion at the charging stage carries significant weight here. Lesson 4. The proportionality principle in Graham, Garner, and Section 776.5 is a real-time legal obligation, not a post-incident evaluation standard. The officer is required to calibrate force to the threat at the moment of application. A low-level threat produces a low constitutional ceiling. That ceiling does not rise simply because the situation became chaotic. Chaos is a factor in Graham analysis, but it is not an override. The core unresolved legal question in this case is not whether a parking violation occurred. That is undisputed. The core question is whether the force applied in response to a civil parking infraction against a 73-year-old unarmed subject meets the objective reasonableness standards established by the Supreme Court in 1989. That question has not yet been answered by any judicial proceeding. The review board is not a court. Its findings are not public record. No verdict exists. The legal record remains open. The internal review board has the case file. The state attorney has the charges. The family attorney has the footage. 3 separate processes are running in parallel, without coordination or mandatory transparency. Each one can produce a different result. None of them is required to produce a public explanation of why that result was reached. When accountability is distributed across institutions that do not report to each other, who is actually responsible for the outcome? A 73-year-old man. a civil parking infraction. 3 felony arrests on Thanksgiving Day. The law provides a framework for evaluating all of it. Graham v. Connor, Tennessee v. Garner, Atwater, Section 1983. But a legal framework only produces accountability when someone applies it in a proceeding that can be reviewed and contested. Is the law capable of drawing a clear, enforceable line between what happened here and what the Fourth Amendment actually permits? The answer depends on evidence still being gathered, and on proceedings that have not yet concluded. That is the question this case leaves open, and that is why it is worth watching closely.